going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Real Talk. We got a great episode scheduled for you today. My name is Gills.
It's your man Banks. Let's get it.
Beasley Adams in the building. What's good, people?
Let's go. And this here is X. So today's episode, we're gonna be talking about one of my favorites, zombies. That's something that we've been discussing throughout of, just getting this everything together. Everybody got different takes, different points on zombies. Me personally, I love the zombie subgenre is one of my favorites. I actually did a couple of papers on them in my master's program. So just to kick it off real quick, just to see what y'all think. So what y'all thinking about zombie films, zombie genre? What's the history behind it that y'all know?
Yeah, I'm glad zombies have evolved, because the old school zombies is whack. I know it's you got to start somewhere, but I always was kind of never like a fan of the old school zombie movies, because it just didn't make sense to me. Like these slow moving, what is it? Undead, I guess. Is what they call them. Yeah, undead people that just catch you, and then when they bite you, and it's just like the way people would get caught in these movies. It would just be real funny to me. But some of these newer zombie movies that are come out now, like I don't know if I could survive some of those. Some of them is wild. I ain't even gonna lie. I ain't no punk, but real is real. But yeah, so like I said, I'm glad it's definitely evolved. There's some dope ones. That one show you put me on to, I'm about
Black
5
Summer?
episodes. Black Summer. I'm about
Yep.
5-6 episodes deep. The only thing I don't like about that show is there's not a lot of dialogue. Not too much dialogue. There's a lot of grunting.
Yeah.
And
It's on point.
heavy breathing. But
What about
yeah.
What about you, Banks? What's your thought on it?
I'm actually on the wave of the. I'm actually on Black Summer 2. I'm on episode 3. Going into 4. And like that was one of the first things I noticed, that I was like, why are they making all this extra noise? It kind of gives you like more realistic feel, because if you notice in a lot of zombie shows, they just have the same conversation every episode. So but yeah, I definitely feel you with the it wasn't making sense at first. It was actually, everybody knows how Banks feels about horror. That was actually like if horror were classes in school, that's the last class I want to take. Zombie was the last class I want to take, because I was just like, I don't understand. But slowly but surely, midway through the 2000s, and now, like Beasley said, it's not guaranteed you're gonna make it out. These zombies are athletic now, so that I fuck with it now. Like it's slowly growing on me.
What about you, Gills? What you thinking?
I didn't start Cold Summer yet. I mean Black Summer. I say Cold Summer. I didn't start Black
when
Summer
did that
yet.
come out?
Yeah.
Shout out to J. Cole. Happy birthday, my nigga.
Fab. Shout out to Fab.
Dope.
Yeah, I didn't start Black Summer yet. But I would say I'm a big fan of the zombie subgenre. I probably play more zombie video games than I do watch zombie movies, but I do a little bit of both. But yeah, ever since Resident Evil Nemesis, if there's like a popular zombie franchise, I try to take a look into that. I'm forgetting the names. The names escape me of some of the better ones.
Left 4 Dead.
That I played. Left 4 Dead. Yeah, I think that was one of them. But yeah, there was as far as zombies go, going back to the history of it, thinking of like Night of the Living Dead. Yeah, what Beasley was talking about with the slow moving zombies, they have evolved. Now you're seeing more, now not just undead, you're seeing, possessed, like Serpent in the Rainbow, there's that kind of zombie. But I think the more popular one now, that gets more traction, is the diseased zombie. Sometimes you see like a combination of both diseased and undead, that kind of vibe. So I think that's now like when they diseased and undead. So diseased, that they can pass on the sickness, as far as, it's kind of like a lot of movies been using like the rabies tech, get bit, you get, it's so contagious. Now you're gonna now you're gonna flip, you're gonna turn, and now there's gonna be more of them. Like the biggest one that I remember that made it a real big thing was World War Z, because the amount of time they took to flip, they turned in like within 20 seconds. That's another zombie. No other. I didn't see any other movie do it like that. But yeah, rather than just walking around, just doing this. I think that was when they started sprinting. I think that's when the zombie genre.
That's what I'm saying. Like so what? That's what I'm saying. Like the sprinting zombies. What class are they?
All right, so let's kind of start from the beginning. Like let's do a couple like history. So zombies it comes from Black culture. That's why it's so important that I wanted to have this conversation. Everybody can listen in, because zombies is a part of voodooism, which is stems from, it's a Haitian culture, which stems from West Africa. So these ideologies that what zombies are, came from a Black mind at some point, right? So that's why it's important. But how it happened is, what you do is you go to a voodoo priestess, and then you have somebody get zombified, right? It's like a zombification. So it's just pretty much like a concoction that they cooked up, and then they gave to somebody, and then what it would do, it would slow their heart rate down so low that doctors couldn't tell if you was alive or dead. They'll go through the funeral, they'll bury you, and then the person who paid to have the zombification done will come dig you up, and then pretty much tell you that you're his servant, you're his zombie. So the original zombies with I Walk with a Zombie, those kind of zombies, those films back in the 40s, early 30s, and then even down in the 70s with the blaxploitation film, like what I said about Sugar Hill, those zombies was pretty much and it kind of possessed, like you said, in the culture. They just believed in that religion so much, so it worked. But like in film itself, it was they followed the master, right? So like Gills can go have Reggie zombified, and then he'll follow him and do what it is that he told him to do, right? So that's what zombie culture originated from, right? And then back when Haitian was going through different things, going through wars, control, stuff like that. Americans was over there. It was American journalists, huh?
Haiti.
Yeah, Haiti. Sorry about that. Was over there, and they heard those stories, and then they brought those stories back to America, but they exaggerated those stories, right? And then that's when they started making these different kind of films, like George A. Romero, where he made his one in 1968. And then as it goes down the line, then they started just adding different things to it, right? So then you have those virus zombies, like in 28 Days Later, 28 Weeks Later, where if the blood gets in you somehow, then you snap your you become the zombie, and then you're outraged, you're sprinting, you're running. And that was in the early 2000s, right? I think that film came out 2001, 2022, which was a crave, because that's around the time that we did start seeing the running zombies, the psycho type zombies. And then another thing that film did was show us like more realistic reactions. I don't know how many of us saw 28 Weeks Later, when he kind of left his family to die because of the zombie type thing. So it was a craving that, and then we started seeing different things. And then zombies was so large that if you go on certain platforms like Amazon, you just click in zombie, you'll see hundreds of different types of zombie films, from political zombies, stripping zombies. There's just like all different kinds of zombies, right? So that's to go off what Gills was saying. That's kind of like the history. Yeah, wow. There's films. You'll be surprised at what you see and what they how they connected zombies and these different type of things.
I believe it was How to Survive a Zombie Apocalypse 101 or something like that, was a stripping zombie. Then you get to movies like I forgot what it's called, Warm Bodies, where the zombie
and Love.
Yeah, the zombies actually they turn back because of love. The power of love actually turned them back from zombies to human. And it sounds dumb, but it was all right. It was all right.
I think that was a book too, also.
because you actually see it from the point of view of the zombie rather than most typical movies.
Oh, okay.
You don't see it.
And also in that film, they had two different kinds of zombies. They had the Bones, which was like they were like too far gone zombies, and then they had you know, the regular zombies, what they kind of communicated with each other. But I think the first time we really saw talking zombies was in Night of the Living Dead. Where, you know, the film where they open up they always blame it on the military. They open up the canister and the smoke comes out into the chimney and it goes down out to everybody, goes into the grave and it comes out. But you do got a lot of classic zombie films that kind of like set the narrative, even though they say George A. Romero is that guy in 1968 that kind of like set the tone for all the rules for what zombies are, what they eat, how they move, different things like that. Then you got Reanimator in 1985. You know, that was a classic one. You have Shaun of the Dead in 2004 was a classic one. Then, like I said, 28 Days Later. Then you got Resident Evil. And then there was a more recent film, The Girl with All the Gifts, in 2016. That was kind of a that zombie, not undead, but dead type feel to it, where she kind of can control it, but when she's hungry, or I think it was when they sweat or something like that. They started to get.
Seen it yet.
Yeah, they start to get a sense for it. So, there's just so many different ones out there, different kinds that have grown. But the importance that I think the most important aspect of it is that all of this, you know, kind of stem from Black culture in some shape or form, right?
Mm-hmm.
They definitely took just to go on your point with voodoo, they definitely took it and they exaggerated it a lot, because in Haiti it was looked at as, it still is looked at as a religion, not just some shit where you just, you know, poke a doll and, you know, have somebody, you know, start hurting. But yeah, but
that's definitely a different conversation we should have, though, because there's a lot of films that mislead.
It gets perverted.
That misleads and stuff. Right. So what's some of y'all favorite zombie films?
I mean, for me, I would say, you know, some of the lesser known ones, I like to, you know, obviously 28 Days Later, 28 Weeks Later. I mentioned Warm Bodies before. I was going to say, I forgot what's the movie with George Clooney and
Dusk Till Dawn.
Dusk Till Dawn. That was gonna be the first one I said.
That's a classic.
That's a classic.
Why do you say that's a zombie film? From Dusk Till Dawn?
Yeah, that's vampires, bro.
Yeah, that's vampires.
I'm my bad. I'm tripping.
Yeah, but it's such a good movie. It had me like, I'm like, that's a good ass movie.
When you said George Clooney, I was thinking like, yo, George Clooney's in a zombie film? That's lit. That's type lit.
Self-serve. Most of the films that we mentioned already before, Serpent in the Rainbow, 28 Days and 28 Weeks Later, I Am Legend, Warm Bodies, I thought was underrated, just because, you know, I like from the viewpoint of the zombies, they would eat people. If they eat the brain, they would see all the person's memories and shit like that. Shit that you haven't seen before. And yeah, obviously World War Z. I think World War Z was dope. I still haven't read the book yet though.
For me, I'm gonna go with the 2004 Dawn of the Dead with Ving Rhames when they was trapped in the mall.
I think I've seen that one.
Yeah, that one was underrated, and it also has the running zombies. That, you know, in those it was like, you know, they just turn and then they snap up and they start chasing you, just, you know, kind of savage like. Instead of the Walking Dead zombies where they move slow, they're sluggish, which I think it would be a more realistic aspect of the zombie, because, you know, their body is decaying. You know what I mean? So as they're moving and running and doing everything, they're decaying. So it's kind of hard to think that they can still sprint faster than me or as fast as I can, if that makes sense. So I'm more so Dawn of the Dead, but I do think Dawn of the Dead was one of the great films, great remake. What about you, Banks?
World War Z is up there for me. Have you ever seen this movie? Like y'all pretty much covered it but have you ever seen this movie with Wesley Snipes? It's called Gallows Walkers.
No, I still haven't seen that.
I believe he's cursed.
I know what it is though, but I haven't seen it.
I believe he's cursed before he's even born. Everyone he kills rises again as a zombie, and like y'all know how I feel about Wesley Snipes, like with everything he's done for blackCinema and the Marvel universe. Marvel basically owe that man. But on another topic, I would have to say that's one of my top, and it didn't get no push. It's like one of the movies you just gotta run across it. But that's a big one for me.
It took a while for it to come out because I guess kept getting pushed back. But
if I remember correctly, wasn't it kind of slow? Like it didn't have all the action that we might have wanted it to have.
Yeah, but I don't know. Maybe I was just appreciating it as a Wesley Snipes fan. maybe.
It might be more of that.
But what about you, Beastly? What you thinking?
Zombie movies is just not one of them. It's just one of them categories. Just that I couldn't tell you. So I mean, I will say, I saw World War Z. I think that's ill. That's a good movie. It was real good. So as far as zombies, I'd have to say that would be the one, just because I like that the most. I got a question though. Would Pet Sematary be considered a zombie movie?
Oh,
that's a good question. I don't think us as a society really looks at it as a zombie. Just like Jason.
Right.
I know, like some of us, but they do have a lot of elements. I'm talking about like society. I don't think society looks at Jason or Pet Sematary as a zombie film.
Right,
and I think there's a lot of films out there that's like that have a lot of characteristics that fall along those lines. But then in these worlds and the creators, they kind of just take from here, take from there, and then you got what you got, right? So that's a good question. I kind of wouldn't say it was it's not a zombie film, because they don't come alive to eat brains or to eat you in some way or to turn you. And that's like one thing that carries through most of the zombie films, is that's what they do, right? So maybe that's why they don't see Jason as a zombie, because he doesn't eat your brains, he don't bite you, he doesn't have like a virus that's make you go crazy or anything like that. They think for themselves in a way, and I think that's just something that we've seen in zombie films that we don't do, that just doesn't happen. What do you think, Gills?
The one movie I forgot to mention was Zombieland. I think Zombieland definitely helped push the culture forward, especially with the whole rules of you're kind of tongue in cheek with the whole rules of like zombie movies and itself, and what you should do and should not do in the zombie apocalypse. But yeah, I think the world is obsessed with what would happen with the zombie apocalypse. It's one of the, as far as horror movies or scary movies, it's one of the things that can that's closest to reality. Like, what if this shit did happen? So what would we do?
X certainly is.
Yeah.
Me and him talk about that all the time. He's actually waiting on a zombie apocalypse.
I'm definitely waiting on a zombie apocalypse.
Yeah, like, I think I'm ready.
But I think
you have a bunker.
I was talking. What's funny is I was talking this over with one of my professors one day, and I was saying, just to jump off real quick, I was saying that the zombie apocalypse is one of the only things that could ever happen, that would like narrow the playing field, right? Like some other things, like diseases, like we're going through the pandemic now. We're seeing that what group of people are really being attacked by it, right, and being hurt by it the most. But if you have a zombie apocalypse where that zombie don't care who you are, where you are. Now, of course, if you got money and you got certain things, then you can afford to have certain protections and stuff like that. But the idea behind the zombie, it doesn't just go after a certain group of people, or a certain group of people could be left out.
I like the. Not to cut you off, I was going to say with the pandemic, it kind of got the brain stirring a little bit with how the movie I Am Legend started, where there's a disease where I believe it was cancer, or the lady cured cancer. Well, if somebody, we're going crazy trying to come up with such a cure for this pandemic, come up with a cure for COVID-19. What if something came and created something that, initially we thought cured all the symptoms, and it just created something even worse, which was like the whole plot for I Am Legend. So, definitely something to think about. So.
And there's one zombie film that's really underrated that a lot of people probably haven't seen. Is Train to Busan. You seen that?
Train to Busan? Yeah.
That
And the
It
That-
came out while I was in Korea, so I
for
was
real?
like, yeah.
That's
So I was
wild.
like,
Just-
maybe
just-
not.
Just like the
I've never
build,
seen it.
how they build it, the way their zombies are, because they have that running outrage type feel to the zombie. You get bit, it doesn't take long for you to change. Unlike some other films where it takes up until
days.
it kills you, but it takes time. You know,
Yeah.
I just thought that, and then it just had the drama, the dramatic pull that it had in it. But that's really an underrated film. And then they have a second one. I lost it for a second, but they have a second one where they go back into that area to retrieve some money. Like there's like because everybody left, so there's just banks, money, all kinds of stuff there. So people are actually going back, risking their lives to get the funds to bring it back where the zombies are. So both films are pretty good, but the first one is definitely better.
When I tell you being on a train, because I mean that's like you spend a lot of the movie on a train, like Train to Busan, like being on a train in Korea, that shit could definitely happen. Like I've never watched the movie, but I've seen the plot, I've seen the bio for the movie, and I'm like, that shit could definitely happen. Like what way would you faster disperse a zombie problem through New York? You get that shit into the train system, it's over with. Like
in those cities like that, you get that anywhere. It's over.
Yeah, like
if you're in a big city, and a
over.
zombie apocalypse is a wrap.
It's over.
Over with. I'm trying to figure. I don't know how Will was the only survivor in New York.
He stayed. Like when they told everybody to leave, he stayed because he had that thing where he wanted to solve the problem. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just saying, being there for that long, like in
Crazy.
that big ass city, like that was the part that I was like.
I think the thing that was on his side was that they were like I forgot what they're called. They were
nocturnal
night stalkers.
They only come at night.
Yeah, but they were. I forgot they had a name for that. They kind of. But I think that was one of the things where he got a leg up. He got an edge on that. But I still give him props for.
Oh, for sure. It's definitely in my. I say out of all zombie films, that's my number one for real. I just wanted to highlight Gallows Walkers because it didn't get like nobody. I've never been able to speak to a person about Gallows Walkers and they knew, so that's why I took that time to highlight that. But I Am Legend is probably my number one. I mean, I ain't as big as a Will Smith fan as X is, but it's up there. It's up there, and I guess my man is like. I
Am Legend is my favorite film, but it's not my top zombie film.
I ain't like that movie.
You didn't like I Am Legend?
No.
Why? I gotta know why.
I mean, I guess because if we were gonna
challenge.
Challenge. That's
I need to know why.
Why?
I see that the Will Smith fans have stood up. So
you still haven't said why.
I said it's my favorite zombie movie. Now he said it's his favorite film.
This is what I'm saying. So I guess it plays into my whole what I was saying earlier about me not being a huge fan of zombie films. And then I'm a big fan of Will Smith's, and then when he comes out with that, and he's the only person in the whole damn movie, and he's talking to himself and not saying much, I was kind of disappointed. I didn't really like it.
I mean, to me, that was the aspect that made it a great.
That's the
like
art.
He really,
That's the
like
art.
This man was really, made you think he was crazy. Like when Buddy was outside, what was the dummy's name?
John, I think it was. Was it John?
I don't remember, but when that motherfucker was outside and he wasn't in the movie spot, oh, he was hot. That man was like, no, like that was my shit. Real quick, breaking news. Cicely Tyson has passed.
There it is. That's the third.
I mean, she's a staple in Black cinema, period, and that's what we all about. So, condolences to her family.
Condolences.
Rest in paradise.
And
definitely rest in paradise.
Definitely a beautiful soul. And,
Beasley, you said that was the third one. Third out of who?
She gets the rest now.
I know death comes in threes. You said.
Yeah, you had Larry King. You had
the baseball player.
Hank Aaron, and now her.
Okay.
Oh damn! Yeah, you're right. Well, rest in paradise to Larry King, Hank Aaron, and Cicely Tyson. And Cicely Tyson, she definitely put her hand all over Black cinema. So big shouts out to her, and I'm glad she gets to rest now. Moving forward. So X, what is the book definition of a zombie? Like, if you reading it out of a textbook, what is a zombie?
Like I said, it's tough because zombie has changed. Like the everybody has changed what a zombie actually is, right? So like I said, in the 70s, zombie would have been, one thing, and then today, zombie is something completely different. But if we want to just go straight to it, we got, it's a reanimated corpse in some shape or form. There's usually, if not all of the current zombie films, there's something that leads to that reanimation, whether it's a doctor in the lab or a potion that somebody drinks. So I would pretty much say that's pretty much what a zombie is, something that's undead, that's reanimated in some shape or form, and just make sure that's pretty much what I was saying. That's what I was taught and always went by what a zombie was.
So here's the question. What I had as a question, as far as in let's say that you wake up tomorrow, shit goes down, and you can go. You have the opportunity to go to 3 different locations where you can hide and protect your family until shit blows over, until you come up with the next plan. So in location A, let's say location A, you can go where that the zombies are more like the World War Z type of zombies. If anybody's seen the film, they react quickly, they're fast, they don't have any regard for their own life. Like, they will break the windshield with their own forehead just to try to get at you, and they turn you and within like 20 seconds you're already turned into a zombie. So there's that.
But don't forget that they only attack the healthy.
They only attack the healthy, exactly. So they're kind of smart in that sense. And now in the other location B, you have the Walking Dead zombies, where no, they're not as intense as the zombies from World War Z, but they are more of this kind of zombies. So you're probably going to deal with hordes, as far as let's say if there's 100 of World War Z zombies, there's probably like 1,000 in this location B. And then you got location C, where we can talk about zombies like 28 weeks later, 28 days later, where you got to deal with, as far as the disease part of it, trying to stay not contaminated, with blood and everything like that. So which one would you rather deal with, and why?
Beasley.
I'm gonna go with 28 days later zombies, because World War Z zombies, I ain't got the stamina for it. Sorry.
I don't think anybody has the stamina.
I just don't got it. I don't got it. I don't have access to the ammunition or anything like that for those type of zombies. The what you call it? The second one? Beagle?
Walking Dead joints.
Walking Dead, where they bang, they break with it. Yeah, I ain't got time for that either. I don't got time for relentlessness. Once again, we're going back into stamina. So if they will break,
and you want to deal with 28 days later?
The Walking Dead ones is the slow ass ones. They the slow ass.
It might be the fastest zombie out of the 3.
The Walking Dead are the slow ones.
Oh no, 28 days.
Okay, all right. So hold on. So listen, because what you explained, you didn't say that they were slow. You said, from what I was explaining, from what you were saying, and what I interpreted.
There's more. They're slower, and
they're slower than the other two.
They're slower than the other two, but there's typically more of them. So
28 days though. You said all you have. They're the ones that have the disease or whatever, right?
They're the ones that if the blood get in your mouth, in your eyes, and a cut, you turn.
And are they fast?
Yes.
They're extremely fast.
They might. They're not
as
like
fast regular athletes.
They don't get tired.
They're like regular athleticism.
Yeah. Okay,
so if Usain Bolt got
no, wait, he said it was wrong. Walking Dead is not fast. It's not
Walking Dead is not fast.
Yeah, Walking Dead ain't fast at all.
Okay, so Walking Dead, drop me off at the Walking Dead zone. I'm fucking all them niggas up. They ain't got nothing for me. All right,
there's more.
Bet. It don't matter.
There's more of them.
I got. I'll manage over there. I just can't deal with the speed, guys. I just can't do that.
What you thinking, Banks? What you choosing?
Me personally, I'm gonna go through all three of them and tell you why or why not. The World War Z, I mean, I think that speaks for itself. These motherfuckers made a ladder out of each other and made like a wall. Like they grabbed a helicopter, bro. Like
that's insane.
Like they different. They on a different level. Like even at my healthiest, I'm not as fast or strong as them. And I got kids, small kids at that. So no. 28 days later, they're like regular athleticism. Like they just didn't lose anything. Like they're just zombies now. So no. And then it's a sickness. It would be like you gotta scrub and no. Again, I have small children. They want to put everything in their mouth. They want to touch so no. I would take The Walking Dead because yes, it's a horde, but these motherfuckers are slow. Also, most of the time, the Walking Dead people get killed because for some reason they're very negligent on keeping up with their supplies. They always wait until the last minute to re-up. They make some of the dumbest decisions. And this is why, if horror was a school, zombies would be my last subject, because that's where the worst decisions are made. Because in most zombie movies, you really got to put yourself in that position. So I'm taking the Walking Dead zombies. Yes, there's a lot of them, but I shoot very well. So
you shoot very well, then it shouldn't matter where you drop.
No, because
you can run out of ammo.
Exactly.
You can run out of ammo either way.
Yeah, but I can outrun them. I can't outrun out. If I run out of ammo on a World War Z,
you already said you got two small kids. You're not outrunning nobody. You're gonna have to fight.
Lock their asses up.
Well, I think I'm gonna be a little bit different because I think I'm gonna go with
you gonna go
the World War Z. I'm gonna go with the World War Z zombies.
Wow.
Only because no matter what's wrong with me with the other ones, I'm on the run. Right? But if I get sick, like Brad Pitt, he put the dead disease in him. It was in his system. He had the cure and he was good. He was walking through it like it was nothing. There was no cure in the world, which means there can be a cure, which means we could actually live with them. So if I could survive that first wave or two, you know what I'm saying? Then there's a good chance that we'll be all right and we'll just be living with them and there's no problem, right?
What Ginger gonna be at?
It's gonna be, I mean, no matter what, I feel like no matter what, that rush of trying to survive, whether they're slow, faster, it doesn't matter. You still gotta move. You're not gonna be like, oh, they're slow, let me walk across the street. You're still gonna run, you're still gonna be running, you're still gonna be moving, you still need to have stamina no matter what. I understand that you have more chances of getting caught by the faster ones, yes. But no matter what, you gotta have stamina, you gotta move, you gotta be smart with your decisions. I just feel like in the future, in the longer run, you have better odds of surviving forever, living your life out, if you could survive those first few waves and they can get a cure, which, you know what I'm saying, there is a cure. They found out there could be a cure, you know what I'm saying, and they can make that into a cure because they only want healthy bodies, right? So if there's something I could do to make that happen, I think our odds is better with that.
I'll say I'll do anything other than the World War Z zombies. I don't want any part of that.
Got a big one.
Yeah, I know. I'm gone. I'm elaborating, but if I had to pick one, I would probably lean towards 28 days later. Not just to be different, but because going off of the cure, what he was saying, I don't think I'm gonna be able to get access to the cure in a world with World War Z zombies. It's too intense.
Right.
I think 28 days later is like kind of in between the middle. Yes, it's intense. There's the zombies that walk and shit, but there's also the ones that run full speed. But I'm not dealing with a horde every time, and it's a blood pathogen. So I'm sure that if we get the right scientists, maybe not in my lifetime, but maybe somebody will cure it. I have hope as far as somebody curing like a blood disease. So
you making sure that the society lives on.
Yeah, I'm gonna spread my seed. But no, I think in the book, what they said
So
was
in the zombie apocalypse, you're gonna make more children.
I'm gonna show
Yo, it's going down, yo.
You're gonna make more of a liability. All right.
You got to. You got to move the race forward.
That's facts.
Yeah,
That's
You got to.
true,
You can't just
true.
not do it. Eventually, I mean, it's a time and place, but eventually you're gonna have to do it.
I did my part. They hit it. All three. I did my part. So.
Right.
Yeah,
So
I'll leave it at that.
what's some what's some recommendations? I got a couple of recommendations that I think that some underrated zombie films or shows that the audience should go check out if they're really into the zombie. Of course, I'm always gonna say Sugar Hill. That's one of my favorite zombie films.
I thought you was gonna say. I'm surprised you didn't mention that the whole episode.
And then of course and another show that I really enjoyed was Z Nation. It's on Netflix. It's about 5 seasons. It's a little bit different take on zombies because they have a dude that was bit up by zombies and he stayed alive, and now they're trying to the military. Some people that were in the military and not in the military are trying to get him from point A to point B so they can get a cure for the zombie. It's a really good show. It was on Sci-Fi for the longest. It's about 4 or 5 seasons, I believe. So that would be my recommendation. Do you have any recommendations?
I think I already gave mine. Everybody go check out Gala Walkers. I feel like it was a slower film and it did have those moments, but I don't know why I was just very drawn to that film. Go check out Gala Walkers with Wesley Snipes.
I'm looking at my recommendation right now. Give me a second. I got it. Yeah. It's I'm probably gonna lean toward the gaming side of it. Dying Light. I think Dying Light is probably one of the best games I played, period. And Days Gone was pretty good. I think if they had to turn something into it. I haven't played Last of Us, but I heard good things. But Days Gone is I think they can turn that into a film. So.
Beasley.
No recommendations. We understand. We understand. Well, we want to go ahead and wrap this up. We want to thank y'all.
Oh wait, hold
watching.
on. I do got one. My fault. It don't gotta be a movie, right?
Nah.
We would prefer it to be a movie, but
yeah. Go check out that Black Summer though. That shit is hot.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, so far.
And World War Z, the book. Yeah, it's pretty good.
All right. We would like to thank you for talking with us. Hopefully you learned something. If you got any questions and concerns, go ahead and leave it in the comments. And that's Real Talk. Appreciate it. And we out.
Peace.